Okay, unfortunately my live cut out. I don't know what that was about, but alrighty. I don't know why my live just cut out. Shit. Hey, what's going on, Elbow Tyler? Thank you for joining. Hey, what's going on, Bethina1588? Thank you for joining. Thank you for rejoining, Jeff. I'm sorry, my live cut out. Yeah, I don't know why that just cut out on my iPhone abruptly, so I'm just mainly just seeing what everyone's up to on this Saturday. What movies are we watching? What movies are we watching? Hey, what's going on, Evil Intentions? Thank you for rejoining. Or at least try to. Anybody got any movies that we're watching today? Any horror movies that we're watching? I'm gonna watch something later. I just don't know what it is. I think any movies that anyone has watched recently. Slaughterhouse 87. You know, I've heard of that movie, but I've not watched it. I've seen and heard about it, but I've not watched it. But I'll add that to the list because I'm a sucker for slasher movies, especially like 80s. So I'll check that out. I've seen like bits and pieces and have heard about it. I watched some other movie, what was it, the other night called Feast, and that movie was just crazy. I don't know, got it right here. I don't know, has anyone heard of this movie or seen it, but if so, watch it, because it was crazy. Crazy movie. I didn't watch horror movies, but rewatched Boys in the Hood and Straight Outta Compton yesterday. Shit, what's going on in the world? We live in that shit for real. So, but good choices though. Good choices, Jeff. Probably Rob Zombie's Halloween tonight. I'm thinking I love an unpopular opinion. You know, the first movie wasn't that bad. I know a lot of people give that movie shit. Now, his first one was tolerable. Now, the second one, I couldn't do all of that white horse shit. It just wasn't for me, but I will say the first remake of Halloween, the first film, I didn't mind it. There were things that I liked and I disliked, but I felt like overall it was a decent movie. The sad part is not, with Evil Intentions, most of the horror remakes I have liked that have come out, I think the only one that I kind of was like, they didn't even need to do this was Nightmare on Elm Street. But I feel like most of the major slasher movies that they've remade wasn't bad. Like, I really liked the Friday the 13th reboot, and that movie gets a lot of hate for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but there are a lot of people that hate that movie. So, I mean, to each his own. To each his own. Any other movies that we're watching? It's a shame because had this coronavirus would have not been going on, we probably would have been getting ready for the Candyman reboot, and that kind of got fucked up. So I feel like the Friday the 13th remake was, but it was pretty good. I've watched it a couple times, and even when it first came out, I really, really enjoyed it. I felt like they combined the elements of the first four films, it seemed like, and it was good. I don't know. I don't really see what's people's beef with that remake, because I've seen a lot worse, and especially with Friday the 13th, with that franchise. There are movies in that franchise that are just absolutely awful. So I felt like that reboot somewhat kind of redeemed it. So Tyler, the Evil Dead remake was good. Yeah, the Evil Dead remake was good. That's a fun story because I actually went to the movies to go see that when it came out. And it was an empty theater when I went to go see it. And I really, really enjoyed it. That remake, I always say, was a bloody ass remake. But it was good. It was good. No doubt, I did like the Evil Dead remake. Hey, what's going on? Joe Loves Horror. Y'all go get Joe Loves Horror some horror if you don't follow him already. Great dude. So be sure to follow him. Great guy. Rob Zombie's Halloween is not horrible. It has its pros and cons, but in the end, it feels like Rob Zombie cares about the series. I agree. I agree. There were things that I liked about the remake, the first one. I think, and things I didn't like. I think the main thing I really didn't care for, I kind of felt like Michael Myers did not need a backstory. One of the many things I enjoyed about the original mainly is because he was such an ominous character. You didn't really know why he was doing what he was doing. It was no motive. I felt like that's what made him really, really creepy, and especially like in the original like films, because no one knew what he was doing. And it's not even just that movie that gave him a backstory and I had a problem. I felt like Curse of Michael Myers was the same shit. Them giving him a backstory was just kind of a turn off. So I don't know, but I will say I don't really drag Rob Zombie's first remake. Now that second one, yeah, I'm gonna drag that fully, but that first one was decent. It was decent enough. What's going on? A Bad Witch. It was good, decent enough. Any other movies that we got that we want to talk about? Just type them in the comments. I know I just watched another movie too. What did I watch? I wanted to watch Cannibal Holocaust last night, but I didn't get a chance to. Can somebody tell me what that movie is about? Because I keep hearing that this Cannibal Holocaust movie is one of the goriest movies. So, what is this? What do you think about Ryan Gosling playing the Wolfman? I mean, I didn't watch the original Wolfman, so I don't know. But I mean, if he can do it and he can do it well, then you know what? I have no comment. I have no hate towards him. If he can do it and he can do the shit well, no hate. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll be able to do it. Maybe he won't. I mean, we'll be... Only time will tell in his acting until we have to see. Opinion on Halloween 4. Halloween 4 was okay. You know, I don't completely love it, but I don't hate it either. I'm kind of just... That's a movie I'm kind of in the middle. But I will say... If I had to rate Halloween 4, I think I probably would give it a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It wasn't a bad movie by far. I think the only thing that I kind of was turned off with was his mask. Like, you see on the photo, like the shirt here, like how they advertised his mask to look like this in the movie. And it's just not even the case. That fucking mask was horrible. So... yeah, that's like my only problem with it. But I thought Danielle Harris was pretty good. I thought Donald Pleasance was pretty good in it. So, I don't know. I'm not really... I don't really, like, complain with Halloween 4. It just kind of was what it was. I understand why it kind of was set up like an 80s slasher, considering 80s slashers was really big at that time. So, not a bad movie. It's kind of grown on me a little bit. It's one of those movies, one minute I love it, and then the next I hate it. So, I don't know. Slaughter High. I absolutely hated Slaughter High, Elbow Tyler. And you're going to be like, really? I did not like it. I watched it a couple months ago, and that movie I was not feeling. It was like, didn't like it. I didn't like nothing about that movie. The only thing I will say, I thought the killer's mask was cool, but that was about it. Other than that, the movie was lame. I thought, at least in my opinion, it was lame. Excited for Halloween Kills. Joe Loves Horror. You know I'm excited for Halloween Kills. I was just telling another person in here, I'm really scared, though, it's going to be shelved, because with all of this shit going on, and then you add COVID-19 in the mix, I just feel like it's going to wind up being shelved. It's either going to wind up being shelved, or I feel like it's not going to come out October, because I don't think we're going to be going to the movies anytime soon. I mean, worst case scenario, they release it to video on demand, but I highly doubt that they going to do that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm excited for the movie, and then I'm kind of not. I really kind of don't want them to show the trailer, because I don't feel like for my excitement level to go up, only to not be able to see it when it comes October. Because as a hardcore Halloween fan, I'm going to be very disappointed. So, I don't know. Art the Clown is my dog. Yeah, Evil Intentions, Art the Clown is awesome. Yeah, you're right. I watched Terrifier for the first time a couple of months ago, too, or about a year ago almost. That movie was awesome. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. And I've been looking for that on DVD and I cannot find it. I don't know why. Not even the soundtrack. No, I didn't care for Slaughter High. I'm sorry. That was just a movie that I was kind of like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I watched it right after I watched The Fly for the first time, and The Fly was a good movie, but I didn't like Slaughter High. It was just kind of really mediocre to me. I actually like the 4 and 5 book of Michael. Okay, I will say Michael Myers, I don't know which mask was worse, part 4 or part 5. I think if I had to choose, I might actually go with the part 4 mask, because part 5, I don't know what they were thinking with that mask. That mask was horrible, and I just don't even understand. It seemed like they got a fucking bodybuilder to play Michael Myers, and it's just like, okay. I think we can safely say anybody that's true hardcore Halloween fans in this chat that Halloween 5, that mask had to be one of the worst masks in the series, and that was just that. So, okay. Check Amazon for Twitter. I will, thanks, Joe, because I've been looking for that movie for like a while. And I can't find it because I really, really liked Terrifier. Again, I'm like really a huge sucker for slasher films, and that movie was pretty good. I'm actually really excited for Terrifier Part 2. How would you rank the Halloween franchise? I know everyone's gonna like hate me. I liked the original one. The original one is like the original Halloween is just number one. It's always going to be number one. If I had to do what would be second, I really, really liked Halloween 2018. It's really close because I love Halloween 2 as well, 1981. But I'm gonna have to go with Halloween 2018. And then Halloween 2 would be 3. 4 would be H2O. I feel like 5 I would do part 4. Part 6, and then I'm gonna make a post about it. What was it that asked that question? I'm trying to see. Hold on. Then ask me that question. Cause just another page, cause that's kind of really hard for me to answer. Part 6 was, is this a tall man poster behind me? Which one? Which tall, in the white one or the blue one? Because the blue one is Unsolved Mysteries. It was one of my favorite shows as a kid. Part 6 was satanic, and I totally digged it in a creepy way. Halloween 6, I'm very neutral on. I think there were things that I liked and things I didn't like. I liked the kills because Michael was really brutal in that film for whatever reason. He was really angry. But I felt like the whole Curse of Thorns shit, that was stupid to me. I really didn't care for that. I really didn't care for Paul Rudd's acting. I felt like it was fucking horrible. But, I don't know. Halloween 6, I'm just kind of neutral on there. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Both. Resurrection. Oh, for sure, Joe. Resurrection. No, you know what? Halloween 2, Rob Zombie is last. I hate Resurrection 2, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Rob Zombie Halloween 2 is like dead last. I'm sorry. I don't like Resurrection by far, but I think I take Resurrection over part 2 of Rob Zombie because all of that white horse bullshit, it was stupid. So, I'm sorry. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Halloween 3 was good. That's a movie. I didn't like it for the longest. I just fucking despised it. And then, when I really sat down and watched it for the first time about 2 years ago almost, I really didn't mind it. It was a dark movie towards kids. Like, it was really fucked up. Like, I do have to respect John Carpenter and Tommy Lee Wallace, because Tommy Lee Wallace was the director of that movie. I do have to respect what they tried to do. They did try to do something different. So, I'm not going to say that Halloween 3 was a horrible movie, because after finally sitting down and watching it, I kind of can see why that movie has the cult following that it has, because it actually wasn't that bad. I just felt like the problem that a lot of people probably had with it, it shouldn't have been called Halloween 3 and it should have been called something else. But for whatever reason, they attached that title to it and they don't know why they did it. So, yeah, he was super powerful. My favorite Friday the 13th film is Part 4. Part 4. Part 4 and Part 7. Those are my favorite ones. And your favorite look for Michael Myers. My favorite look for Michael Myers, I'm going to have to go with the original film. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Laughing my ass up. Yeah, it was a mean-spirited movie towards kids. It was. Like, that movie, like, really, really was a dark movie for children. It's like, this is really fucked up that you're doing this. But I will say, I mean, I'm not still like a die hard fan of the movie just yet, but I will say I like Halloween 3 now. I like it a lot better than I did when I was younger. So, Part 4. Yeah, Part 4, Friday the 13th. Part 4 and Part 7. You can't beat those ones. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of really don't like Part 7, I've noticed, but those are my two favorite Friday the 13th films out of that franchise, if I had to rank. So, do you prefer an old Michael Myers or a young Michael Myers? I like the older, of course. The kid in Rob Zombie, he didn't do bad, but I like adult Michael Myers better. You can't beat that. Part 4, intro for 13 is some part plus Corey Feldman. Yeah, it was a good intro. Corey Feldman, you know, don't get me wrong, Corey Feldman was good as Harvey Jarvis, but I think I liked the dude from Return of the Living Dead, Tom Matthews. I think he played Harvey Jarvis a little bit better. So, he did. I think he played a little bit better. I love Part 7, especially the short blonde chick. Which one? The bitchy one? Are you talking about the bitchy one? The one that got the axe to the face? Well, I'm trying to think. Melissa? Was that her name? I can't remember at the moment. What happened to Chris Rock and Saw? Saw was due for a release, actually, but when this COVID-19 shit started, it kind of just got delayed. So, it kind of got delayed. It was set, that movie I think was set to come out April, and it wound up getting delayed. So, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really don't know what's going to happen with the movies that were supposed to come out. So, Melissa's gonna marry me. Really? She was a bitchy character. Her death was well deserved in that movie. I was glad when Jason got her, because she deserved it. Well, I'm gonna go take care. Okay, bye. Thank you for joining. And should Michael Myers die and Halloween ends? He should, but he's not going to. You can never kill the shape. So, I don't think Michael Myers is ever going to die. Ever. Ever. Was that somebody else? Madman was a great movie. Great movie. You know what? That movie actually gives me the creeps for some reason. I don't know what it is with that movie, but it gives me the fucking creeps. Because, I don't know. You had Madman Mars that was creepy, and then you add all of the camp shit and them being in the middle of the woods. That was a creepy fucking movie. I've watched it only one time, but yeah, that movie was kind of creepy to me, but it was good. Thoughts on the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre? They're rebooting that again. Why? Why is that being rebooted again? Really? That's a franchise. You know what? And most people are going to probably disagree and hate me with this, but I feel like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that franchise needs to end. I don't feel like it needs to be any more of those. But to each his own. I mean, if it turns out to be good, okay, but I'm kind of sick of them rebooting that, and considering the last Leatherface film that we got was trash, so, yeah, they need to stop rebooting that, personally. They do need to stop rebooting it. Because that, what was it, Leatherface was fucking horrible. I didn't watch it, but from, like, what I've heard, that movie was pretty bad. So, please stop rebooting shit. This is, like, my problem. I don't mind reboots, but at the same time, I feel like certain movies, don't need to be remade because you're not doing anything but fucking up a legacy of an original movie that we all loved. Like, I felt like Pet Sematary really didn't need a remake, and it was stupid anyway, in my opinion. It didn't even need one. So, then I hear they're remaking The Craft, and you want to go and you want to fuck up that movie too, because that was a great movie. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of them rebooting shit. This is, I will say, one of my only problems with horror movies, I will say, in today's society, is that nothing is original anymore. And I feel like all this shit is just reboots, 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 reboots. Nothing is original. Like, you have to think the 80s and 90s, and even like with 70s horror films, these were fucked up ideas that these people came up with. And these movies, most of them were a fucking success. Now you have horror movies and shit, it's just continuous reboots, and half of them flop. So it's like, why do you keep remaking these movies and fucking them up? I don't know. What do you think about Ghostface? Ghostface is a decent slasher villain. I would definitely say he's up there. Yeah, for sure, Ghostface is up there. Ghostface is up there. Ghostface is up there. You know, I've liked most of the Scream movies. The only one I didn't really care for was part 4. I felt like 4 was whack. But with that being said, I feel like the first three films were good to me. I know a lot of people hate Scream 3, but I was one of the few people that liked it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, I'm not really that keen on them remaking, and this is going into your question, Joe Loves Horror. I'm not that keen on Scream 5. I feel like that's another franchise they really need to let rest. Because I feel like, how many people are you going to keep having trying to kill Sidney? I feel like that story, is getting old. And I feel like worst case scenario, if they do really go through with Scream 5, it needs to be a brand new set of kids. Or it needs to be a brand new heroine. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick of looking at the same heroine. And even I feel like that's the same thing that's happening with Halloween. I love Laurie Strode. Don't get me wrong, Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome. She is gonna always go down as a Scream Queen legend. But it's like, how much are we gonna keep seeing Laurie evade Michael? So it's like, I'm getting to a point now, I'm kind of sick of seeing these people survive the same thing over and over and over. It's kind of like, we do want to see them die. And I feel like it does need to be new final girls set up. Scream is so overrated. I don't think it's overrated. I think it's a great movie. I mean, Scream is definitely a highlight, a 90s horror. So, it's a great movie, but I just feel like I'm sick of looking at all these people trying to kill Sidney. It's like, how much more are you going to draw that story out? And that's the same thing I feel like that is kind of starting to happen with Halloween. How much are you going to draw this story with Michael trying to kill Laurie? Like, and I love Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode is one of my favorite final girls in horror history. But it's like, I do have to admit, how much are we going to keep seeing Michael try to kill her? It's like, that's getting old. I'm ready for another Friday the 13th that tells the backstory of Elias, Jason's dad, if it was done right. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about Jason's father, but yeah, you're right. They never kind of elaborated on that. That would actually be really cool to see Evil Intentions, because they never really talked about Jason's father. We kind of just seen his mother. So, what franchise has better characters, Halloween or Scream? I don't know. I love Halloween, but you know what? I will say, a lot of the characters in Scream I didn't mind, because there were some annoying characters in the Halloween franchise. First of all, being Freddy from Resurrection. I'm not gonna lie, Tina was kind of annoying. She had her moments, she was kind of annoying. But I liked Tina, but she had her moments that she was kind of ditzy and annoying. So, I mean, and I'm trying to think of any other characters. The dad in The Curse of Michael Myers was a fucking douche. So there was that. I mean, so if I had to go with better characters, I think I would say Scream. Scream has the better characters, but Halloween is kind of the better movie. I don't know. I love both movies, so I can't really like pit one against the other one because I love both films at the end of the day. Opinion on Moonstalker. I've never watched Moonstalker. Can you elaborate more on that movie? Because I've never heard of it. Halloween for sure, way more iconic. Oh, Halloween is gonna always be iconic. Like I said, it's one of my favorite films in horror. It's gonna probably always be one of my favorite films in horror. But like I said, I just feel like that story with him trying to kill Laurie Strode, it's kind of starting to get on. I kind of could see what people was talking about with 2018, where most of the people wanted her to die. Cause yeah. Have you watched Haunt? Yes. Yes, Haunt was an awesome slasher movie. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I watched it on Shudder. I've only watched it one time, but I do have the DVD. It was an awesome movie. Awesome fucking movie. And that's a movie that gets a lot of hate, but Haunt was really good. If you are a slasher fanatic, I'd like highly recommend anybody in here that's really, really a sucker for slasher movies, watch Haunt, because it was good. It was good. Joe Loves Horror, definitely watch Haunt because I want to know your thoughts on it. Watch Haunt. If you don't watch anything else next, watch Haunt because it was an awesome movie. Yeah, check that shit out because Haunt was good. I think you will really like it. I do. I really think you will like Haunt. If you liked Trick, because I know you were like a fan of Trick, you will like Haunt. I think you will like Haunt as well. Who would win, Halloween 2018, Michael, or Friday for Jason? See, and this is another thing. Like, I love Michael Myers. I do. I love Michael Myers to death. Don't get me wrong. Michael Myers is the GOAT. But if we had to have him go up a battle against Freddy or against Jason, Jason would kick Michael's ass. I'm sorry. You know, and you, like, I love Michael Myers to death, but I think we all know Jason to kick Michael Myers' ass. That's just that. I, he would kick his ass. That just, no doubts about it. No doubts about it. And we love Michael Myers. Don't get it. I'm a Michael Myers fan to the fucking fullest. But we all know Jason to kick his ass. I don't even feel like it's really a competition. And I feel like even if it was, it would be a draw. So, but I think Jason would win that battle. Joe loves Haunt. Yeah, Trick was amazing. So if you like Trick, you will like Haunt. I'm telling you now, you will like Haunt. You will like Haunt. I can tell you that right now, Joe loves Horror. Let me know when you watch it. Message me because I really, really want to know your thoughts on that movie. Evil Intention, best Hellraiser. You know, I like Hellraiser 1, but you know what? I think I like Hellraiser 2 a little bit more. It was really cool, I felt like, because you got to see their world. You got to see why the Cenobites were fucked up and why they were the way that they were. So, I think I'm going to go with the second one. I like the first film, but I think the second one was a tad bit better. Do you like fan films? I actually watched Never Hike Alone. I watched that movie not even that long ago. I think I watched that about a couple years ago. I'm not the biggest fan on horror, like fan films, but Never Hike Alone was actually pretty good. I do have to say, that was actually decent. And I don't do really horror fan films like that, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, Spellbound Mama. Love you. Hellraiser 3 was shit. Yes, Hellraiser 3 was absolutely shit. I agree fully. I did not like it. I liked Hellraiser 1 and 2, but I did not like 3. I don't know what it is I didn't like about Hellraiser 3. I just did not. Like, I don't know. It fucking sucked. You know what? And I think what pissed me off with that movie, I swear to God, I think what pissed me off with that movie is the fact that You saw the Cenobites in the first two movies, and then it was like they were kind of absent in part three, and it was like, well, why in the fuck did you set up these characters only for them to be absent in the third one and then on? So no, I did not care for Hellraiser 3. It fucking sucked. It sucked. I did not like it. But yeah, we ain't gonna stop harassing you, Joe Loves Horror. We want to know about your thoughts on Haunt. So we gonna keep harassing the shit out of you until you watch it. We gonna keep harassing the shit out of you because that movie was really really fucking good. It was. Hey, what's going on, Hollis? What's going on? So, what other movies that we got that we want to mention? And any other movies here that we really, really want to mention? And I've watched so much shit that honestly I've lost count. So, I've lost count. Hey, what's going on, Hollis Butt from Queens? What's going on? Thank you for joining. Did you watch the Banana Splits movie? Hail to the no, and I ain't gonna lie, it sounds stupid. It sounds stupid. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean. It sounds stupid. No, I'm not watching that. Favorite sleepaway camp movie, part 2 and part 3. I absolutely, the first movie was good. Don't get me wrong. Sleepaway Camp is a classic. But if I had to go with favorite ones, absolutely loved Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. I don't know what it is about part 2 and 3. They were just fun. And the sad part is, Bruce Springsteen's sister, the girl that played Angela in the second and third one, I thought she played Angela fucking awesome. Like, I loved a lot of her one-liners in those movies. Like, so my favorite sleepaway camps, I always say part 2 and part 3 all of the way. All the way. Ever thought about starting I want to start a horror YouTube channel, but I'm too nervous. I am too nervous. I want to do it, but I'm so nervous because I hate the sound of my voice. So I don't know. I really don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And the sad part is everyone keeps telling me I need to start one because they like my reviews. And I'm kind of just like, but I don't know. I'm one of these days I might work up the courage to start one. I really might work up the courage to start a YouTube channel. One of these days. Ever thought him? No, okay, I just read that question. She did do an incredible job, Elbow Tyler. She was awesome. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Awesome movie. And that movie just had an anniversary too. Loved it. And that's Evil Intention, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is one of Joe Loves Horror's favorite movies. So he should be right on that with you mentioning that movie. I'm making it my mission to randomly pick movies that I normally wouldn't watch. Ooh, okay, Hollis Buck Queen. So what we watching? You got any good selections? Yeah. You got any good selections? Yeah, I know Joe loves her. You gonna say yes because you love Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and you love it. I told you that's one of his favorite movies, so he should know. He should know. But all jokes aside, Killer Clowns from Outer Space was awesome. I liked it. It was just a cheesy, fun film. You had to eliminate one franchise out of the main. I can't do it. Nope, I can't do it. I'm not answering that question. Because you know what? I can't answer that question, James. And you know what? I can't answer it because I love all 3 franchises. Those are kind of like my main 3. Now, if you would have said Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that probably would have been the one I would have eliminated. But I feel like those 3, if you're going to say the top 3 horror franchises would be Halloween, it would be Friday the 13th, and it would be Nightmare on Elm Street. Because, surprisingly, I liked most of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. And that is the first horror franchise I can honestly say where I've liked, minus the remake, I've liked most of the films for whatever reason. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street too. I rewatched it a couple of months ago. I watched it back in like October, and I actually didn't mind part two. Part three was awesome. I really, really liked part four. Dream Child wasn't that bad as everyone made it. And I actually didn't mind Freddy's Dead. That movie just was to not even be taken seriously. And New Nightmare wasn't that bad. So I actually liked most of the Elm Street films, which is rare. Mm. I'm going to the store. Anybody got any movies similar to Haunt? Evil Intentions. Have you watched a movie called Trick? If you haven't watched this movie called Trick, because I think you will like it. If you liked Haunt, you will like Trick, because Trick was pretty gnarly. Joe Loves Horror has watched Trick, so he know what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what I'm talking about with Trick. Yeah. Nightmares originally was scared the fuck out of me as a kid. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Hollis. The original Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the scariest movies of the 80s. I agree 100%. That movie was scary. I agree. Dream Warriors is better than the first Elm Street movie. I don't know. I don't kind of agree with that. I mean, but I respect your opinion. I liked Dream Warriors, though. I did. Dream Warriors, I liked it. But I always say, in terms of which Nightmare on Elm Street was the scariest one, the first one. The first movie. The first Nightmare on Elm Street had to be one of the scariest fucking movies of the 80s. And it was. It was. That movie was fucking scary. What are your favorite guilty pleasure about horror movies? You know what? I don't know. I really just like them. Like, I've been watching horror movies since I was 5, and it kind of is just something that just stuck with me forever. I don't know. I just enjoy watching them. This might sound a little crazy and people won't be like, what the fuck? But one of the reasons I like horror films, it's like comfort to me. I don't know what it is, but it just is something I really, really enjoy doing. I love horror in general. So, did you like Ash versus Evil Dead? I didn't even watch it. And everyone keeps telling me that series was awesome, but I did not watch it. I did not watch it, but I said I was going to. I like Evil Dead. I do. I'm not the biggest, like, die-hard Evil Dead fan, but that being said, I do like the films. I don't mind them. I will say, like, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like the second one was better than the first one. I don't know, maybe that's just me with Evil Dead, but I feel like the second one was a little bit better. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Joe Loves Horror. I do. I like Evil Dead 2 a little bit more. I don't knock the first film because I understood what it did. It created a franchise, but I don't know. I liked the second one a little bit better. It was just something about the second one that was way more fun. So, it was something about the second one that was way more fun. But now, has anyone in here watched the movie Demons? Because that's another one that's actually a favorite of mine. I really, really love Demons. I don't know if anyone in here has Shudder, but if you do, be sure to check out Demons, because that was an awesome movie. Oh my god, Joe Loves Horror. You need to watch fucking Demons. Yes, you need to watch Demons. Demons was an awesome movie. I cannot believe you have not watched Demons. Awesome movie. Awesome 80s movie, to be exact. I kind of think Army of Darkness is overrated. It was okay. Army of Darkness was okay. It's not a fan favorite of mine either. So I completely understand that. I like the first one, but won't turn any of them away as I just love Bruce. Yeah, Bruce Campbell is an awesome dude. He is. He's an awesome guy. I have Shudder. Okay, Hollis, you have Shudder. So have you watched Demons? I cannot believe Joe Loves Horror. You've not watched Demons. You need to fucking watch Haunt and watch Demons tonight. That's all. Watch those. You definitely need to watch Demons. Excited for the new Candyman film? I am a little bit. You know, it sucks because it would have been coming out next month. Just not another page, and I was really, really excited to somewhat see it because I wanted to see the direction that movie was gonna go. But this COVID-19 shit then fucked up everything, so I don't know. Only time will tell when we see that movie or not. I hope we do, but I don't know why we get the sinking feeling. I feel like it's gonna be shelved. Okay, Hollis, yeah, watch Demons. Watch Demons. I'm pretty sure it's on Shudder. So watch Demons, because Demons was really good. I thought, in my opinion, Demons was an awesome movie. Which slasher villain looks the best? I don't know. I like all three. I like all three of their appearances. I like all three of their appearances, personally. Yes, Tommy, watch Demons and watch Trick. Watch them both. I kind of be scared with suggesting people with movies because it's either people are going to like it or they're going to hate it. But I thought both movies were awesome. Demons was a gnarly movie. It really was. It's like one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites. But back to your question, James. I actually like the appearances of all three killers. I do. I pretty much like all three. So I can't really choose that. I mean, it's crazy because Jason Voorhees has had so many appearances throughout that franchise that it's crazy. There are a couple good movies on Shudder, Hollis. I mean, I can't think of any at the moment, and it's making me mad because I've watched so many on there. But check out Demons. If you haven't checked out Demons, it came out 1985. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. I really, really enjoyed Demons. And I think Demons 2 was on there. And Demons 2 wasn't bad. Demons 2 kind of was just as good. But the original film, awesome. Awesome. I really think you guys will like Demons. Awesome movie. It's kind of like the original Night of the Demons, to be exact. It in some form. Let's see, we got any more questions that we want to do here? Now, this live probably gonna end after a minute. Opinion on Phantasm. I've not watched Phantasm, but I do have the DVD. I have the DVD, but I've just not watched it. It was kind of one of those DVDs that I just randomly picked up, but I've not watched it. But I've heard good and bad things about it, so I guess I'll check it out. I got you know what the sad part is? I actually have a lot of movies that I have not watched, and I really, really need to get on watching them. So I'm gonna do that with Phantasm soon. Who is scarier, Michael or Jason? Michael. Michael. I always thought Michael Myers was more creepy. Did you get Killer Clown? Yes, Joe Loves Horror. I did get Killer Clowns. Yes, I've had it for like months now. That's actually funny because that means you remember my review when I was like really upset that I didn't have it. Yeah. Yep, I have it. It took me a minute to find it, but I have it. I have it. And yes, Hollis, watch Demons tonight. Watch Demons. DM me what you thought of it. Watch Demons. Favorite horror director? John Carpenter. John Carpenter. But you know what? I like John Carpenter. He is one of my favorite horror directors. But that being said, I like Wes Craven. Wes Craven, I think, is an awesome director. I'm trying to think of any other ones. I'm trying to think of another one. Fuck. And there's so many of them that I like, too. Just another page. There are a couple of them. I don't mind their films. But I've liked most of Wes Craven's film, most of them, and I've liked John Carpenter's films for the most part. He's had a couple. I'm drawing a blank because there are so many horror directors that I actually really like, and I feel like some of them don't get any recognition, and their films were really good. It's. I'm trying to think of what else. I'm drawing a fucking blank here, man, because there are so many. There are so many. Favorite Jason kill. The face freeze. No. My favorite kill is the sleeping bag. I don't know. Honestly, there are so many of them that I enjoy that it's really hard for me to choose that because there are so many fucking Friday the 13th kills that I thought were awesome. But the sleeping bag from part 7, I swear I wish we could see that kill uncut. I do. I really wish we could see that fucking kill uncut. Do you think watching movies... No, I don't. VHS collecting is pretty cool. You know, I know a lot of people give it shit, but I find it cool. I do. I really, really enjoy VHS collecting. It just, I don't know what it is about it, but I enjoy it. I mean, you like what you like. If you don't like to collect them, that's fine. But I will say, for the most part, I do like to collect them. I do. And I actually have to give a shout out. I don't know, do any of you guys follow him? I actually really do have to give a shout out to Jazzy Fizzle, because he was the one that really, really inspired me to start collecting VHSs. After I saw his fucking collection, he inspired the shit out of me to collect VHSs. So, much shout out to him. Much shout out. Hey, what's going on, PVD? What's going on? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We're just discussing a bunch of horror shit. Thank you. Oh, I gotta see. Let me see here. Thank you, The Shape 1978C, bro. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I got rid of all my VHS tapes years ago. I mean, people like what they like, but I don't know. I do like VHS collecting. So it's cool for the most part. I will say, it's kind of funny going back, watching these movies on VHS, but it's cool. I do enjoy VHS collecting. I do. Now, some of the VHSs, like the horror VHSs, I be feeling like the prices be ridiculous for them, and you could just go and get the motherfucking DVD and be done with it. But that being said, I don't mind VHSs at all. Some of them are most of them are really cool to collect, so I enjoy it. I love jazz. Really, really, Joe loves horror. I wish I still had all of mine. But Blu-rays is kind of in right now, so I kind of understand why people don't collect them. I understand it. Who is the more likable final girl, Laurie or Sydney? I don't know, because I love them both. But I will say, I'm honestly gonna say, I think Sydney would be the more likable final girl. Laurie is the more likable final girl, but I think Sydney is the more tougher final girl, because one thing I think we can all agree with that franchise, Sydney really fought her killers back. It wasn't kind of just that, I'm gonna sit and scream and run. It was the more, no, I'm gonna punch, kick, shoot. And that's kind of something we didn't see from Laurie Strode, I feel like, with her starting to kick Michael Myers' ass until, like, H2O. That was when we mainly kind of started to see that. So, I will say, Laurie is the more likable final girl, but Sydney is the more tougher one. So, did you like any SOV horror, like Boarding House or Blood Lake? I've never watched either one. I'm gonna be straight honest. I've never watched neither. But I'll check them out. I'll check them out for sure. I will check them out for sure. I will check them out for sure. I don't know. Like I said, anybody got any other good questions? Just throw them in the comments, because Give me some tough ass questions, cause I really just want some shit that I could just like fully go into a rant. And, thank you, PVD horror. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all of the support on the page. Really, much shout out to everybody on the live that support the page. And like, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Oh, come on, somebody give me a tough ass question. I want to answer something. Mm, mm. Thoughts on Halloween Resurrection? Boy, y'all always ask me about my thoughts on this movie, and I swear to God, it's the same. I absolutely fucking hated it. Like, Buster Rhymes, I swear to God, was so cringeworthy in that movie. And he wasn't the only one, because I felt like Tyra Banks was too. And just most of the cast in general in that movie, I thought was cringeworthy. Horrible movie. Just, it shouldn't have even been made. And I'm not going to even go into the rant with Halloween Resurrection, because I already know how I feel about that movie. It shouldn't have been fucking made. It's an abomination. It need to be erased from the earth completely, because it was horrible. So I don't even know why Jamie Lee Curtis was a part of this movie. So horrible. Let me see. Which horror movie? Mm, I think I'll go with Alien, because I wasn't a fan of Tremors. And I'm not a fan of Alien either. And a lot of people give me shit with that, but I am not a fan of Alien. I don't know what it is. Now, I will say Aliens, the sequel, was better. So, favorite of the Dead Romero film. I'd like the Night of the Living Dead remake. I think the Night of the Living Dead remake, for me, the Night of the Living Dead remake, and then I want to say the Dawn of the Dead remake. I think those were the two for me. Those were absolutely the two for me that I really, really fucking enjoyed. I'm not the biggest George Romero fan, and I'm gonna get probably a lot of shit for that, but I am not the biggest George Romero fan. He done had a couple movies that I have liked, but other than that, I'm kind of just like, yeah, okay. I'm not the biggest George Romero fan. I don't knock him because he is very legendary in the horror community, in the horror world, just in general, but I'm not that big. I'm not that big on him. The Crazies. The Crazies was good. I've not watched that movie in a long time, but it was good. It was good. It was good. I didn't mind The Crazies at all. I've watched it, I think, like a couple times, but I've not watched that movie in some years. It's been years since I've watched it. I recently just bought what's the other movie? I recently just got Insidious on DVD not that long ago too, and I gotta rewatch it because I haven't watched it in so long that I have forgotten what it's about. So, Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead? Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. I liked Zombieland, but Shaun of the Dead was funny. Shaun of the Dead was funny. I'll give it, that movie was funny. But Zombieland was an awesome movie too, so I'm not gonna knock that movie completely. I think my favorite character was Tallahassee. So, favorite Friday the 13th? Jenny from Part 2. Jenny from Part 2. Jenny from Part 2, I think out of all of the Friday the 13th final girls, Jenny. Have you played Friday the 13th the game? Yes, I did play Friday the 13th the game. I loved it. Loved it. I was actually really, really disappointed when that lawsuit stopped the game. I was super, super awesome fucking game. I had a blast with it. I did, and especially like when that game first dropped, I had a blast with it. It was super buggy. I will give it, like, the connections and shit was buggy and all of the rest of that shit, but it was fun for what it was. It was a great game for what it was. Yeah. I just answered that question. Jenny from Part 2, I just answered that question, Tommy. The kills are so brutal. Yeah, it was an awesome game. I loved it. I even played the what is it? The single player. I really, really enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed that game. Ever watched a remake that you didn't realize was a remake, and which one? Yes, Slither. Yes, Slither. Because I think we could all say Slither was nothing but a loose remake of Night of the Creeps. So if that counts, I'm going to say that movie. I'm going to say that movie. Absolutely, a Halloween game would work. It would have been awesome to really see a Halloween game come out the same way they kind of did Friday the 13th, like how that was set up. I think it would have been really, really awesome to see a Halloween game come to life as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Favorite final kill in the Friday the 13th. Damn, I just answered this question. My favorite kill was the sleeping bag, but there are so many. There are so many that I've liked that I honestly can't choose because there are so many Friday the 13th kills that I have really, really enjoyed. So, that's kind of hard. I loved it. I couldn't get into Dead by Daylight. I could not get into that fucking game. I don't know what it is, but I couldn't get into it. Hey, Callie Horror, thank you for joining. I could not get into that game. I don't know what it was, but I just could not get into that game. It was just something about it. I said I was going to go back, though. I was going to go back and give it another chance, because everyone keeps telling me I really need to play that game, but I'm just kind of like, eh. What's your favorite final girl in Jennery? Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode from Halloween is my favorite final girl. Mm. Mm. Favorite final girl. Dead by Daylight is repetitive. Would you rather be chased by H6 Michael or Freddy 6 Jason? Neither, because I die. My big ass is not going nowhere. I die. Come back, you can join me and my wife in some games on PS4. I play Xbox. I'm an Xbox player, Callie Horror. I actually do not. I had a PS4 at one point, but I wound up getting rid of it. Opinion on Dead Alive. Dead Alive was pretty good. I watched the unrated cut of that movie, and my fucking god was that gnarly. Like, that movie... I'm gonna tell you something. Dead Alive, I think the scene that absolutely just makes me cringe with that movie to this day, that whole custard scene of Dead Alive was absolutely fucking disgusting, and I still can't watch it. But other than that, Dead Alive was an awesome movie. What do you think of the Black Christmas remake? Horrible. Horrible. I watched most of it. I watched half of it with my mom. Horrible. Yes, horrible. What everyone is saying in the comments about that movie, very true. Horrible. Horrible. Do not watch that. And I gotta say, thank you, Maddie G, for joining. Thank you for joining live. Horrible remake. Horrible remake. You know what? The sad part is, everyone rips on the 2006 remake, but that movie was a lot fucking better than that one. Absolutely fucking horrible. Absolutely. You know what? They went left completely with that remake. How? How do you fuck up a story like that? Just horrible. Horrible. Not even worth watching. I couldn't get into The Invisible Man either. No, Callie Horde, you right on point. I watched it and I kind of wasn't feeling it. That was a movie I felt like was so overhyped. I couldn't get into that. You know what? The sad part is I really didn't care for it. I didn't care for The Invisible Man that much. And it's sad because I feel like it's just me with that movie. I didn't care for it, though. It was boring. It was. And it just, I don't know. It was just something about that movie I didn't like. It was just something about it. Okay, who was the better character? Dr. Loomis. I love Laurie Strode, but Dr. Loomis was just awesome. But I gotta end this live because I only got like 15 seconds left. But thank you everyone so much for joining, and I might go live again later. Thank you so much, y'all, for joining, and great chat. Stay safe, y'all.